Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Goyang, Korea. This is the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. It's Korea against Japan in Group B, game day 6. Japan already in the second round. Korea trying to join them. They need to win this game if they want to keep their hopes alive. Because earlier in this window, Chinese Taipei came from behind to stun Korea 82-80. You can see it up there. China, meanwhile, bounced back from their loss to Japan by beating Chinese Taipei earlier today. And that means that it all comes down to this. Will Korea take that third spot, or will it be Chinese Taipei? Because Chinese Taipei beat Korea twice. They win their head-to-head. But if Korea get a third win, they will advance. And in fact, would climb into second place. So Japan have had a smooth transition, I think, moving into this new era under Dayo Katani. They still obviously have a lot of the players that played under Tom Hovas. The program remains strong, and Japan have acquitted themselves well. There he is, Dayo Katani, one of the best in the business in Japan, takes his bows and excited to be here to play another game in this competition. And one that just means so much to Korea, who I think are probably frustrated that they find themselves in this situation, having started their campaign with 2 straight wins, beating China, but they've lost 3 since. And just, it's inescapable that they let their first game get away from them in this window, leading by 19 with 12 minutes remaining and then falling in overtime. They even had the lead in overtime. And you need to have a short memory in sports if you're going to be successful. So they're going to come out all guns blazing, maybe not facing the same type of intimidating threat on defense that Brandon Gilbeck provided for Chinese Taipei. And perhaps Korea will attack the basket more. Their fans still believe in those 2 early wins over China, the strength of what their qualifying campaign has been so far. All wins carry over into the next round, and Japan will be desperate to get another win too as they attempt to qualify for the World Cup. Now the national anthems. Well, the juices are flowing. We're getting ready for a huge basketball team between a couple of big-time rivals over the years. Both programs have had their highs and lows. And Korea trying to fight through this difficult stretch to make it into that second round. James Boyer from Australia, the crew chief. Yuen Chun Yup from Hong Kong on the right, and Ryan Jones from New Zealand on the left, also referees for this game. And Joshua Hawkinson was outstanding for Japan in their win over China in the first game of this window when he had 27 points, 4 rebounds. Also, Udai Baba had 10 rebounds to go with his 9 points and 5 assists. Just a complete player, Udai Baba. The more you watch him, the more you appreciate his excellence. So it's going to be Takumi Saito, Yuta Watanabe, Udai Baba, Udai Nishida, and Josh Hawkinson starting. And Ando, Jacobs, Hiajima, Kandichik, everybody coming off the bench. Yuta Watanabe also had 16 points in that opening win for Dai Okatani. It's Kandichika, and here is Yao, who I think probably everybody in this Korea team still stunned that they couldn't hold off Chinese Taipei. Yong, Lee, Won Seok, Moon Jeong, Yao, and Chang, in the starting 5 with Choi, Yu, Lee, Moon, Lee, Eddie, and Kang coming off the bench for Nicolas Mazurs. There is the Latvian coach. Imagine, so coming into the qualifying campaign, if you're Korea, you look at it and you're like, okay, we've got China, we've got Japan, we've got Chinese Taipei, and our best chances of getting wins are against Chinese Taipei, and then we'll try to get 1 or 2 off of Japan and China. Well, it turns out that Chinese Taipei are a lot better than people realize, although I don't think we saw them play their best today against China. But even so, Korea did go out and really just lay the wood to China. Was so decisive in that first window. At that moment, you would have thought a new power has risen in Asia. But obviously, a lot of it depends on which players also show up and how things go, and you might be missing 1 key player. Lee Hyung-jung certainly, after his title-winning campaign in Japan, not here. He's a big absence for Korea. He would most certainly come back if they do qualify for that second round. So the team that has really kind of captured the imagination the past several years has been Japan. I mean, first of all, the B-League has just taken off in terms of popularity, in terms of a destination for a lot of good players and coaches. The fans are packing the houses, playing a lot of games, and just a really good vibe. But also the national team has done very well. They had the great run at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, that great come-from-behind win against Finland, which propelled them ultimately to the top finish amongst Asian teams, which qualified them for the Olympics. And then they were really unlucky, I think, not to get a win against France in their second game when Matthew Strazel, when there was a foul called on Yuki Kawamura late while Matthew Strazel was making a 3-pointer. He made a 4-point play almost with about 10 seconds left and allowed them to tie the game and then win it in overtime. So if they don't call that foul, then there's a really good chance that Japan would have beaten the French, who obviously went on to reach the final before falling to the USA. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning. We are in Goyang, Korea, and we are underway. Japan against Korea. Should say also that both of these teams played at the FIBA Asia Cup in Jeddah. Some different players, obviously. And Nishida comes right out for Japan and knocks down the three-pointer. And probably Korea had a better FIBA Asia Cup. So, you know, every year is different. Every year brings different challenges. And it looks like Japan, at least in this window, have rediscovered some of their magic that went missing last year. That's a nice start for Korea. Turnaround jumper from Lee. Hawkinson missing, but long rebound for Nishida, and Hawkinson gets it again, puts it up, and he is fouled. Hawkinson takes the free throw and makes the first. And makes the second, so Japan lead it 4-2. Get it inside, lay it up and in. And that was what was really missing in their game against Chinese Taipei. Good to see Lee attacking the basket. But again, Brandon Gilbeck is just such a force inside, a tower of power defensively, a shot swatter. Here is Watanabe missing it from deep. Japan chased down the rebound. Now they get it to the corner. Nishida lets it fly and makes his second three-pointer of the game. Yudai Nishida. 2 FIBA Asia Cups ago, I remember he was outstanding. That was in Indonesia. A positive FIBA Asia Cup experience for Japan. And now the bucket is good for Korea, so they score again. Nishida. Long jump shot, no good from Saito. Korea looking for options. And shove a little pass right into the lane, and free throws coming for the hosts. Chang playing for the first time since 2022 in Indonesia. As is Choi, who's coming off the bench today. And Chang makes the second. Korea must win this game if they want to get to the. They are going to get to the second round. Wilkinson, shot clock about to expire, has to turn. He misses everything. The tip wasn't there, and here comes Korea. Quick pass, and it goes off the hands of Moon and out of bounds. Bounce pass. Chang spins. Goes for the rebound. Moon can't get it. Here's Japan getting out to Nishida. That time he had a little bit of defense. Hand in the face. Moon from the baseline. Alley-oop. Wow, Watanabe announces his arrival. Got two Moons on the court. Mo Jeong-hyun for Korea, number 12, and Moon Hyuk-yeon, number 24. Look at Watanabe get down the court. He does run well. And the key for him, obviously, is to stay healthy. Missed a lot of games the last couple of years through injury. But he wants to play. He prioritizes playing for Japan. Moon knocks it down. (12 to 11). The Japanese on top in a game that has a lot of energy in the air. The crowd is pumped up. Here is a long jump shot. It's good for Japan. And Saito, Takumi Saito, just exceptional player. They scramble for the basketball. And trying to go right at Nishida. He had success on that occasion. A little bit of a mismatch. And there's Saito lofting it up. Captain Lee comes into the game. Saito, the terrific guard of Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, out of the game now. Tominaga in the game. And Baba, Udai Baba, gets his bucket, and it goes to 17 to 11. Three-point shot. A good hustle by Moon. Tominaga, where's number 30 for Japan? He's going to be looking to get his shots up. He is about as explosive a scorer as they have in Asia. Hawkinson. And you see Sasaki's fouled. So the foul's starting to accumulate here for Korea. Sasaki coming off good season with Santa and Neo Phoenix. Choi is checked into the game, number 2. And Choi's one of these players that he can pretty much play anywhere on the court. He can even defend the biggest player on the other team. So if he switches on to Hawkinson, he will not be out of his depth. Here is a drive, it is blocked. Great work by Choi, right on cue. Gets the block of Watanabe. And I think Choi has a little bit of trash talking. Might have gotten him with some body. They did call the foul, so Watanabe is going through the line. So 3.5 minutes remaining, and any more fouls for Korea should put the Japanese on the free throw line. Kaminata comes into the game. Kawamata, excuse me, from the Ryukyu Golden Kings. And he makes both. Kawamata. Okatani knows what he gets out of him because he played for him at the Ryukyu Golden Kings the past several years. Of course, the big news is that Okatani, after the season, after Ryukyu fell in the final, is coaching now Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And the young man of the Korean team who got everybody excited in that last game, Eddie Daniels, checked into the game. I don't know if you can hear it, but they do such a great job in Korea. They've created like music with every player's name in the team. So you could hear Eddie Daniel. And then they also, all the fans will, when they cheer, they'll say the individual players' names. And they definitely have their fan following. Makoto Hiyajima, one of the veterans, into the game now for Japan, number 6. And Japan pulling up missing. But the rebound to Hawkinson. Under 3 minutes to go now in the opening quarter. Japan leading by 6. Here's Makoto Hiyajima. Former MVP of the B-League. Turns, gets it up. Just no option. Korea defending well. Moon, number 24, still in the game. Eddie Daniel trying to set the pick. And going up for the shot and getting fouled, Yu Kisang. Fouled by Kasei Tominaga. Tominaga looks different now that he's growing his hair out. Yeah, and he definitely got him on the left arm. Here's Yu. One of the only guys that you'll see that's going to use the backboard on his free throw. Watch, he likes to get it up there. He shoots at that square. There you go. If it works, it doesn't matter how he shoots it. And Kisang has got his fans in the stands, doesn't he? And he banks both of them in. Wonder how many young players will look at that and reconsider if they're struggling at the free throw line to do it. A turnover, a chance for Korea. Yuka Sang pulls up from deep. He's got it! How quickly things change. And just like that, it's a one-point game. And now an offensive foul, a trip. And look at Moon. They fully understand how important it is to keep this crowd engaged today. And Yu doesn't use the backboard there, just goes straight and knocks it down. So Kawamata called for the blocking foul. And a chance for the Koreans to take the lead. Eddie Daniel gets it back, puts it up, foul shooting right at the end of the shot clock. Tominaga's upset, saying he got all ball. 2 fouls on him, so he's going to check out. And I don't think Tominaga has even attempted a shot yet. No, he hasn't. Watch this again. No, got him on the right arm again. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it maybe helps that Eddie Daniel goes down. It makes it, maybe he doesn't need to, but I don't think there's any question that he got him on the arm. Eddie Daniel makes the first. Well, for a crowd that watched their team kind of implode the other day against Chinese Taipei, they seem pretty cheerful, don't they? He makes the second. He's got another one coming. Big swing. Eddie Daniel makes all 3. He played well in his minutes the other day, and he's picked right up where he's left off, to be honest. Eddie Daniel, big sequence. So timeout on the court. We can hear from the coach. Hear from Dayo Katani. Now Korea get it back right out of the timeout. Eddie Daniel goes straight up and in. Wow, the kid can play. Watanabe trying to calm things down. Short, follows. And foul called And that was just Iajima being a little bit sloppy with the basketball. Just kind of held it out and it was knocked out of his hands. And it led to the fast break layup by Eddie Daniel. Watanabe makes his first. Eddie plays for the SK Knights. He's listed as a center, but he's 1.89 meters in height. And he certainly does not look like a center the way he's playing here. And he's only 19. So, right at the start of an exciting, promising career. He did play for the Korea youth teams going back to 2022 at the under-16 Asian Championship. Did that in those 2022, 2023. Then he played at the under-18 Asia Cup in 2024. One shot, no good. Now Japan. Quickly up the floor. Oh my goodness. That was like a bullet out of a gun. So fast. Sasaki. Forcing a timeout. Ryusei Sasaki, San Antonio Phoenix. This is his first appearance. Well, he did play in one other game, but now he's making his second appearance in this one.
Like this. So you attack here, start here, aggressive. If there is a shot, shoot the ball, okay? If no, Sangu, get the ball in the middle and play this captain in the middle. After that, we keep running the shoulder. Move them, okay? Move them. Yes, let's go.
So we're back to live action. And traveling. Yuki Sang speaking to the New Zealand referee. Not sure what that was about. Seiya Ando in the game as well for Japan. Watanabe back outside to Sasaki. And inside it goes. Much better from Japan. Japan back in front. Here's Lee. And the captain ties it up. From the baseline, and that is how the first quarter finishes. Well, that was end-to-end stuff. Excitement abounds. 25-25 Korea-Japan at the end of one. Korea with just 1 3 so far, but both teams getting to the line and making their free throws. Korea with a couple more makes inside the arc. We'll look back at the highlights and you see plenty. Korea thrilling their fans with Lee Woo-suk. Here he is banking it in. Watanabe running the floor well for Japan. This is Eddie Daniel after he came in. So imagine, well, if scanning the QR code to access and log in to Courtside 1891, watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. I would think that Lee Hyung-jung would be the most widely recognized player for this Korean team. Of course, he played for Nagasaki Velka, helped them win the title this year in Japan, and he was training with the team through mid-June, but then left for the United States to work out with the San Antonio Spurs. But he is expected to be back with Korea for the next window if they get to the second round. Nice pass and nice cut from Watanabe. No shortage of offense in this game. 3-point shot. Watanabe back outside. Nishida got crossed up with Udai Baba. Sei Ando guarding the ball. Now in the game, number 22 for Korea, as is Kang, number 77, Kang Song-wook. Song-wook goes baseline, but instead it's Yao banking it in. Here's Sei Ando. Nice give and go, and instead it's Kawamata going up and getting blocked. Great rim protection from Yao. Kawamata's going to be helped up. I think he can't quite believe that he had his shot blocked here. I mean, Yao's not giving away too many inches there. And he's got a good vertical. It just goes right up, and Kawamata, in fairness to him, he's going to the basket strong. It was just a great play by Yao. I always think that you should try to dunk it. It looked like Kawamata was going to try to. And Kawamata, not, you know, he's definitely a player that throughout the season that might not even get into games, but he's been a regular call-up for Japan. Here's a three-point shot. Now Lee. Three-point shot. Ball batted away. Watanabe with the game tied. Remember, Japan already have their spot in the second round. The question is, how many wins will they take with them? Every win priceless as teams try to make it to the World Cup. Here's Sayando. Sayando gets it up. Watanabe with the rebound. Quickly, Nishida banks it in. Excellent work. Three-point shot from the wing. Watanabe, good. (31-27) now. It's Japan in the ascendancy. Gal's played very well since he's come back into the game. And now we've got wholesale substitutions for Korea. I wonder if that's an attempt to keep the energy level up, especially on defense. Good. Oh, what a rejection. Excellent work by Udai Baba. He just fills up the stat sheet, whether it's an assist, the block, the steal, a bucket. That time it was the swat. Now Udai Nishida. Got to go quickly. Tough take. Saito not able to make it. Korea come up with the basketball. Yao has it knocked out of his hands. So Yao did stay out there. Here's Watanabe. Well, you got to wonder if that's too tough of a shot to take. Oh, nice change of direction. And great finish from Lee Woo-suk. Nishida, as we've got coming close to the midpoint. Good job, Kawamata, knocking it back out. But I think he may have come over the back. That's a tough call on Kawamata. Great finish. Byung Jung-yong making his presence felt and knocks the game at 31. Boy, what? That was a sweet drive by Makoto Hijima. He's got that distinctive herky-jerky movement as he moves around on the court. It's great to see him with this national team in the summer. Three-point look and missing everything beyond this time. Well, what must the pressure be like for Korea, knowing it's either win today or go home? They win today, and then they've got a great chance to make it to the World Cup, obviously. And they move into second. Well, it could move into first, depending on how much they win by, if they do win. Oh, boy. Almost. I thought they might blow the whistle, but they did not. Yao comes down with it. Now Korea get it up the floor. Back outside. Nice Chong move. Gets rid of it. Lee Woo-suk missing it from deep. Now Saito. Korea have to defend, and Josh Hawkinson flies in. They were looking for the foul as well. They didn't get it. Great elevation. Lee Woo-suk wide open, so they skip past it to him. Good rotation. Chong goes for the rebound. Great hustle, but it's saved and bounced to Lee, and then Chong goes over the dunk. Big number 31. Interesting stats. 7 second chance points for Japan, just 2 for Korea, and Hawkinson earning a living right now, rolling to the basket. It's Yuta Watanabe that leads Japan in scoring with 12 points, but Hawkinson and Nishida each with 8 points. Yao, a little hesitation, gets in. Boy, that was big time. They really need him to be strong. Let's go right at that interior defense of Japan. And there's a little bit too much pressure out on the perimeter, but it's only the second team foul on Korea. It was a little bit of good fortune that Korea ended up with the basketball here. Japan saved it in bounds. And Yao, who played at Seattle University in college in America. Saito entry pass, Hawkinson back outside, 3-point look from Baba. Great box out by Eddie Daniel. I haven't seen Kasei Tominaga since he left the game with 2 fouls. Here's Choi. So Choi fouled. He could do so many things to help you. I like to say he's the Korean Magic because he's so big and handles the ball so well. In fact, they called the Chong, they called an offensive foul to block. So Japan get it back. Here's Hawkinson again. And quickly to the basketball, Korea. And Yao so desperate to get down the floor to score a layup that he loses it out of bounds. Just one bad dribble and it cost him the possession. Timeout on the court with 1:24 to go in the first half. Scanning the QR code to access and log in to Courtside 1891. There's Yao. Red Kaichiki in the game right now, number 13. Big time player with Chiba Jets. No Yuta Debuse either for this window from Chiba. Oh, pass intercepted. Korea knew it was coming. Look, Eddie Daniels just making plays. He has great instincts. Yao from deep. Now Watanabe cuts into the paint, turns it over again. Second consecutive bad pass by Japan. Back-to-back turnovers. No chance for Korea to reclaim the lead. They will if he makes it, but Choi was long nevertheless. The rebound, oh, they should have held it for one. Instead, it's going to be Japan. He gets the last shot, and that's where you got to know the situation. There was 25 seconds left. It wasn't like it was a wide open layup. You could have held it, but now you face potentially going down by 4 points, or 5 even. That was a great read by Eddie Daniel. Now, I don't know what Watanabe was thinking there. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Another read, another knockaway. Lee has it, goes in for the layup, and it's not going to count. He got there just a split second too late. But at least for Korea, they didn't give up a bucket at the end, but their defense was certainly locked in on those last few possessions. I thought he had plenty of time to get there, but let's have a look. Josh Hawkins is in the way. No, it did not leave his hand in time. Even Josh Hawkinson waves it off. So at halftime, Japan lead 37-35 over Korea. I don't know if they're not able to see the video. It's clear that it's not going to count once they review it. James Boyer having to wait from Australia, the crew chief. There, see, it lights up. It's still in his hands. So 37-35, Japan on top of Korea at halftime. And indeed, it did not count, much to the disappointment. Much to the disappointment of the home fans. 37-35, Japan on top of Korea at halftime. Well, both teams shooting free throws well. Neither team shooting threes well. And both teams well above 50%. In fact, Korea 12 of 16, 75% inside the arc. Japan twice as many assists, twice as many turnovers. They're making things happen. Watanabe, former NBA star, making scoring 12 points, 8 for Nishida and Hawkinson for Japan. There's a lot to like about this game, starting with Nishida and Watanabe, those two connecting there for a bucket. This is Yao going to the backboard. And Kawamata getting blocked by Yao. Just a tremendous play defensively. And Watanabe again scoring in the lane. Three have been persistent, and they have not given up the ghost at all. He was sucked. Makoto Hijima with that famous number 6, driving in and scoring, and it's a Japan 2-point lead at halftime.
Now they find Tominaga. Has to put it up. Front eye and can't get it. Still time left here for Japan. Tominaga, 3. Arigatou gozaimasu. Well, I'll ask you the question. What time is it?
Harris, long range, big attempt at 3 there. And there's the pass transition. Dunking the ball down big time.
Time winding down. Herman's forcing a turnover. Can't Siri convert this one. McGill goes in around the defenders. Counted. It's going to be a 3-point play.
Gets a steal there. Gives it to Glover. Lobs it up. Slam down from Josh Bannon. Reached up to the roof for that one.
Nice play, India. And Brar goes in, he's fouled. Well, that's absolutely, in that situation, you just give it to him.
Now a minute to sort it out. Right down the runway. And fouled on his flight path. Sergio Darwish with a dunk of epic proportions.
Into Gomez-Stiliano. Around the screen, he's going to pull for 3, he's got the space, he's tied the game with 11.9 seconds to go. New Zealand come, or is there a timeout?
They want to take it, no, they're going to drive, and Gilblock gets the block.
Kicks it out, here he is again, he pushed it in. Can you believe it? Gomez-Stiliano again with a 3 late in the fair to give his team a chance at the win. He tied the game for overtime in regulation.
Taipei can't attempt a three, but they don't, and he gets it up. Gadiaga gets it. They're going to try another three. Lynn Benson got it. He makes amends for the missed three from the corner. Unbelievable.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Chicago attacks the closeout. Beats Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
Well, Yuta Watanabe, just such a big name. Played George Washington, made it in the NBA. Now back in Japan with Chiba, and has the ability to show up for the national team much more often. And boy, does he make a difference when he is healthy. 12 points for him. And without him, they wouldn't be leading, that's for sure. But his ability to get out of the break, his ability to score, just badly needed by this Japan team. Meanwhile, Korea. You got to say that Lee Woo-suk has answered the call today with 8 points. Got that determined approach. They want to put that disappointment behind them against Chinese Taipei. And in transition, and unfortunately for him, they didn't count that last bucket. It was got a steal right at the end of the first half, but he released it just maybe a couple of tenths of a second too late. So with that, he's got 8 points. So it's 37-35. Japan leading Korea at halftime. So Japan already in the second round. Korea need to win to make it to the second round. And depending if not only they win, but they win by several more points. See, Japan beat Korea 78-72, so I think they need to win by 7 to get that head-to-head. Well, first and foremost, they just want to get a win so they can leapfrog both Chinese Taipei and China into second place. And then if they can win by even more, that would be even better for Korea, because they would go in as the first place team from the group. And also having the head-to-head against Japan in the next round in case there is a tie. So there's just so many different factors that you have to take on board. What I love about it is you know, they talk about it, but it's absolutely 100% true. Every game counts. Every minute counts. Every second, every play counts in FIBA competition. You can't take a play off, because it can end up hurting your team if you're not doing the right thing. So, you know, if you come into this environment and think it doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 12 points, it's not true. You need to win, you know, by as many points as possible, and you can't worry about, you know, hurting the other guy's feelings by rubbing it in, because when it comes to goal differential and head-to-heads and tiebreakers, all of these things matter. So it is definitely important that you remain, that you keep locked in. Now, what's interesting is Chinese Taipei have the head-to-head on Korea, because they beat them twice. And so right now they're really rooting hard for Japan. If Japan win this game, Chinese Taipei will advance to the next round. We do know that China, after beating Chinese Taipei earlier today, they will be heading to the second round. So it's all happening, just close games everywhere you look. No lead is safe. We've seen it here with Chinese Taipei coming from behind to stun Korea. We've seen it last night. Italy were down 12 with less than half the fourth quarter to go, and they came back and won against Lithuania. Saw the United States scrape a narrow win at the Dominican Republic. A whole slew of close games. Spain falling at Georgia after having a big lead, a huge lead, in fact. Georgia won that game 91-89. And again, the biggest lead was 22 points for Spain. So you can't take any plays off, and where there's hope, there's life. And like Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over. And boy, does that ring true in the qualifiers in international basketball. And the reason is because there's a 24-second shot clock. There is a three-point shot. You can make, teams can't just hold on to the ball, play stall ball. They've got to play. And if you hit three-point shots, that can help you get back closer. As was the case last night for Italy, it was a combination of threes, of great defense, forcing some turnovers, and also the ability to get out on the fast break at the end. It was just almost an implosion by Lithuania that they allowed that to happen. So, and we also remember Lithuania beating Great Britain earlier. We've seen just so many ups and downs for these national teams. You have to have short memories. You can't fret over your narrow setbacks. You have to block it out and focus on the next game. And the other thing is, you can't look too far ahead. You just got to play the game that's right in front of you. Just focus on that, and then let the coaches worry about the rest of that. And once that game's over, then you can start thinking about it. So just as a reminder, 3 teams from each of the 4 groups will go through to the next round. And for Qatar and their group, they take up one of those top 3 spots automatically. And there's only one place up for grabs now, and it's this in this group. And it's going to be either Korea or Chinese Taipei. And then once you get the 12 teams moving into the second round, ultimately you'll have 7 Asian teams, as well as host Qatar, that qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. So Australia, New Zealand, Philippines from Group A are moving into the second round. From Group C, Iran, Jordan, and Syria are moving through. And Group D, Lebanon, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia are moving through. The only question mark is in this one. We know that Japan are going to the second round. We know that China are going to the second round. The question is, will it be Chinese Taipei or will it be Korea? And in fact, we know that Japan will win the group. I said earlier that Korea still had a chance of leapfrogging them, but they will not. So they will, the best they can do is have 3 wins and finish second. So if they get a win, they will finish ahead of China in second place, and China will drop to third, and Chinese Taipei will drop to fourth. So we are underway here in the third quarter. Korea trailing 37-35, Japan with this opening possession with Saito, Watanabe, Baba, Nishida, and Hawkinson starting for the Japanese. Ooh, handoff. Cutter not able to, Chang not able to hold on to it. Here's Watanabe, pulls up on the break, misses the three. Nishida bats it over to Saito. See that Baba missing from the corner. Nice pass. And cutting to the basket again. They're really making a concerted effort today to get the ball inside. Lee Woo-suk goes to 10 points. Nishida. Chang from outside. Oh, such a bad shot that it fell to Yao, and then Japan knocks it out of his hands, and then Lee comes up and steals the pass. Yao goes up, and again Watanabe standing tall, bodies falling all over the court. And then it looked like the ball went off of, okay, so it went off of a Korean. It goes out of bounds. Well, there was a lot of frenetic activity in that sequence. Good job, Moon, preventing the layup. Offensive foul setting the pick. Yuta Watanabe just moved a little there. It's becoming one of the harder things to do is to set a pick. Watanabe's arguing his case. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, to tell whether or not the guy's moving. I don't envy the referees making a lot of those decisions. Yao kind of losing control. Looked like Baba had forced another turnover. They get it back. Great hands by Saito. And then Bjorn fouls him in the backcourt. How many times in the last minute have we seen the quick hands of Japan knock the ball out of the hands of the Koreans? And then Korea has to resort to this to stop the break. Look at this. He goes between the legs. Now he's going to go up for the jumper, and Saito just reaches in, gets the block or the steal. There's Saito, the Nagoya star, down to Hawkinson. I love the commitment to go to Hawkinson. Just got such a soft touch, Josh Hawkinson. 10 points. Lee turns, ball falls to Nishida. Japan now with a little momentum. Hawkinson again catches it, turns, goes up, and what a touch. What a touch. Matsuras calls timeout. What a play. You know, Yuki Kawamura got a lot of credit, deservedly so, from his performances at the World Cup. But I can tell you one thing, Japan would not have made it to the Olympics without this guy. He was amazing in 2023 in Manila.
Horse down.
Well, unfortunately for Matsuras, he hasn't been there. He wasn't coaching in the first window. It's Hee-Chul Chun, so he's still trying to get that first win with Korea. This time the backboard is not friendly. And Japan race down the floor with Yudai Baba. Lee. Scrap for the basketball. It's Hawkinson in Japan. And again, Hawkinson just knows how to get the ball up there, so it just softly hits the rim and falls through the hoop. Japan with the 8-point lead, their biggest of the game. That was huge from Moon Yuk-Young. Hawkinson decides to stay outside. Oh my. I think we know who the MVP is for this game right now. 17 points, 7 rebounds for Hawkinson. He's taken over in the third quarter. Hawkinson gets it to Watanabe, bounce pass, Yudai Baba, out to Nishida, and Yudai Nishida. And the Japanese are in full flow right now. $11 points. The advantage. They stretched their halftime lead by 9. And Hawkinson showing his complete arsenal. He's great catching the ball on the move. He passes well. He can even knock down threes.
Captain, join first here, captain here, okay? We go like this, first pick and roll, we'll go to Choi, Eddie, go back door, keys and up, okay? If they make like cross switch, you can get a shot, a rebound, it's all. You want to go screen and roll, okay? Go screen and roll. Let's go guys, let's go.
Well, it doesn't feel like Korea have played badly. It's just that Japan have played so well. I mean, they have just sped up the game. And Hawkinson, his points by quarter, look at that, 9 in the third quarter. 17 fast break points now for Japan, compared to 7 for Korea. Choi in the game. A real mental test right now for Korea. Now that they're down by 11. That takes guts right there. Not an easy shot at all from Choi. And he's been resting on the bench. Comes right out and shows that experience. Korea could really do with forcing a couple of turnovers. Baba able to get to Saito into the shot clock, and it's all working right now for the Japanese. Incredible. Another 3 attempt. Front back of the rim. Hawkinson comes down with it. Eddie Daniel with the foul. Choi, this is a tough shot. Hawkinson right in his face. And Eddie Daniel looked like he knocked the ball out of Udai Babbitt's hands into the hands of Saito, and this right before the shot clock expired. Saito knocked in the jumper. Kawamata in the game. Shot clock about to expire. Puts up a turnaround. Does not get it up in time. You almost feel like right now Korea have to make their move with Hawkinson out of the game. Can they exploit any type of matchup with Kawamata? I would not just settle for jump shots. I would drive at him. Here's Choi. He shoots over Kawamata. I mean, how polished is Choi? Wow. 2 tough shots since coming into the game, and here he is battling away for the rebounds. I think Korea might have gotten away with a foul there. Looked like Moon got Watanabe on the wrist. And you could argue that that should have been a foul on Kawamata. Moon, back to Choi. Get it back to, oh, great defense. Getting the hands up on defense, making everything difficult. .12 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. Beyond comes in. Moon goes out. Beyond gets in for the layup. Doesn't take no for an answer. Cuts the deficit back to 7. Ryusei Sasaki looks for space. Remember, he's fast. His pass goes off the hands of Kawamata. Nice hustle, and Eddie Daniel. Are they going to count it? No. Traveling. Oh boy, tough call on Eddie Daniel. Let's have a look. Catches it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Diakitani called it as well. They get it back outside. Hawkinson back in the game because Korea were coming back against Kawamata, and here they are leaking out, and it's Choi led the break. Choi has become kind of the X factor here. So yeah, that was a good call. Players only allowed to take 2 steps. Eddie Daniel definitely took 3, and Choi definitely takes 2. So the timeout on the court, 54-49. Ryan Richmond, you can see Choi with 7 points. Ryan Richmond, who is coaching or talking to the Japanese players in the huddle, not Diakatani. So he coached Seahorses Makawa and has moved to Albert Tokyo, but he used to be an assistant coach in the NBA with Washington, in case you're wondering who that was. And a miss, and another chance for Korea. Japan also have Tatsuki Yoshimoto and Hiroki Fujita, who is the Osaka Vesa coach in that coaching staff, or on that coaching staff, and Yosuke Mashida. Here's Choi again. Oh, that was a tough shot, but he gets to the line. You know, like Chang, Choi did not play for Korea following the FIBA Asia Cup in 2022. That one ended really badly for Korea, and I think there were questions about character and emotional discipline. But you know, they are such huge characters and gifted, especially Choi, that it's great to see him back with Korea, and it's great to see him want to be back with Korea. Temperament definitely was called into question, kind of went into the wilderness from the national team, and now he's back making a massive difference. 1 minute to go in the third quarter, and really Choi has kind of put the team on his back like he used to do all the time. Oh, look at that, great steal. Eddie Daniel! He just brings so much positive vibes, positive play to Korea. It's a 1-point game. Watanabe lets it fly, well short. Chance to go quickly, oh. And the ball kicked. Very lackadaisical pass. You got to see that Eddie Daniel is right there. Saito. And Eddie Daniel, it's hard to believe. I mean, it's incredible. He's only 19. Here's Choi going against Watanabe. Again, showing his versatility. Oh, nice turn. And goes to the backboard. Can you believe it? Korea have come all the way back to take the lead. Hawkinson misses, and Choi has it. And that is the end of the third quarter. And look at Choi. It's almost as if he says, I've got this. 55-54, Korea on top of Japan at the end of 3. And Korea's three-point shooting is nothing to write home about, but their free throw shooting is 91%, also shooting 67% inside the arc. Feels like the game changed when Choi came in and Hawkinson went out, and Kawamata entered the game, and they did take advantage. Korea. Here's Hawkinson. He was carrying Japan for the majority of that third quarter, going to 17 points and 9 rebounds. Make no mistake about it, this game changed for Korea when Choi came in. And you got to give props as well to Eddie Daniel. And that was Mashida, who has 11 points. This is Choi. I really do. I mean, what I like about him is that he has that great size. He can do so many different things. And what you get from Eddie Daniel is a guy that can make plays. He can come out, make plays, create, get steals. Just injects that bolt to the team. Scan the QR code to access and log in to Courtside 1891 so you can watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. And watch this guy. Who wouldn't want to watch Eddie Daniel? Number 36. Fourth quarter underway. Oh, great block from Watanabe. Plenty of time on the shot clock. They need to get to Choi. Here he is. This is a new one. That would have brought the house down if he'd made that one. So good start to the fourth for Japan with Saito, Watanabe, Nishida, Hawkinson, and Sasaki. Japan already in the second round. Korea must win to get there. And Eddie Daniel elects to hold up after getting another turnover. They're collecting it. Choi beyond Lee and Eddie, and Lee, the captain, with the rebound. Sasaki whistled for that foul on Lee Woo-suk. So this is crucial for Japan. Yudai Baba comes in, and I think the best defender on that team. I don't know why he's guarding Lee, though. I think I'd put him on Choi. Here's a drive and the bucket. And it's contagious. Lee now. He's got 12 points. Choi kind of manning that low post, ready to help out, but then he pulls away and Nishida lays it up and in. He's got 13. This is quite simply, if you're Korea, this is when you have to lay it all out. You have to die for the win. You can leave nothing to chance. Good pass. Lee, feet set. He is playing so well. Just confidence. Lee Woo-suk. 15 points for Lee Woo-suk. Good aggressive play by Yudai Baba, and he's going to help up Eddie Daniel. One of the true gentlemen out there, keeps everything into perspective. Yudai Baba, look at that. Doesn't mean to walk over him. That's what you never do as a basketball player, so that's why he was so anxious to help him. That was massive. From three-point line today, Korea have only hit 4 threes, 6 for Japan. And what happened against Chinese Taipei was that Korea, because of Brandon Gilbeck, just a powerful shot blocking center, it felt like they just couldn't do anything driving to the basket. So they just went, not exclusively, but much more to the three-point shot. Today, it feels like they've really committed themselves to driving to the basket. Chang has come in. Yang has come in. Eddie Daniels gone out. Moon Jung-hyun has also come in. And Dion's gone out. Only makes 1 of 2. It's a three-point lead for Korea. Lee Woo-suk. Choi still on the court. Nice passing. Great patience. Look at that. Chung is also helping out. The two guys that were in the wilderness making big plays in the fourth quarter, Choi and Chung. Three-point look. He's got it. Boy, just kills you in so many different ways. Oh, what is going on here? And Udai Baba taking exception to the approach. And Choi, the peacemaker. Oh. And that, I see what happened there was Baba was sticking up for Hawkinson, telling Chung to get away. And boy, that's a Asian conflict right there in the middle of the game, crucial game. Hawkinson does take a beating, and it did look like Chung kind of bowled him over. Udai Baba is not going to start a fight, but he will stick up for his teammate. And that's exactly what he was doing there. And I want to keep an eye on that. Hopefully cooler heads will prevail. Kong in the game, number 77. Here's Choi, pass into the paint, back outside to the wing. Great rebound, Chong. He's gonna go up. He's gonna get blocked from behind. He's gonna wisely get the ball out to Kong. Now he gets it back, passing again. Look at him work it. Great passing. It seems like they deserve a bucket. Here's Choi, no look. Kong for three. Yes! They do get their just desserts. Back to 5 points, the advantage. Udai Baba tripped up by Kong. By Moon, excuse me. Moon Jian Hong going out. I mean, how many chances did they get here? Probably had 4 bites of the cherry. No look. And then Kong. You get the offensive rebound, and it's like a new possession. So that's how big those offensive boards are. Korea actually out rebounding Japan now, 29-27. The turnover. Chong. Great play. I thought he was going to start losing his composure, but he hasn't. Since his little confrontation with Baba, he's shown great composure. The lead is 7. Ball knocked away again. Open floor. 4 on 2. And they chase down as Choi with the putback. Sudden impact from the veteran. They're going to be singing his name. Saito's got to do better than that. And Chung hasn't been forcing it. You know, he's passed it out when he's had to. He's played under control. And that was just a difficult pass to control. And then that was Choi understanding he needed to get on the boards. Timeout, Japan. Well, talk about empowerment. Dayo Katani is just letting Ryan Richmond run the timeout, and unless Dai told him what to say, he doesn't know what's being said. That's called the ultimate trust in your assistant coach. One of your assistants. Again, Japan not with as much pressure on them as Korea have, because Korea need to win And they have a 69-60 lead. Now, what would be interesting is they would have the head-to-head in case the two teams finished tied in the next round. Then Korea would move above them or finish above them if they had the same record. Offensive rebound, great work. Watanabe gets fouled. With 5.5 minutes remaining. Choi not going to let him make that layup, that's for sure. So Watanabe steps up to the stripe. Big free throws, makes the first. Watanabe 5 of 5 at the charity stripe. And the Japan fans understanding the importance of it all. Makes both. Up to a 7-point lead. Choi kind of went unraveled against Chinese Taipei right about this time. Choi trying to make a pass. It goes off the Japanese player. Then Watanabe goes in and ends up taking a difficult shot. Now it leads to an opportunity. Nice handoff. Oh, and Chong couldn't keep it, but I think it went off Japan. That's crazy. Can't make it up. Choi again is just so fundamental. Look, just go straight up, hands up. Great dish. And here Chong, you just bet, you put money on him making that, and he misses. But then they get it back. Nice play. Lee is just playing out of his skin. He was stuck with a 9 points, 9-point lead now. Chinese Taipei fans and the players looking on worried. Desperate for Japan to come back, get the win so they can go to the second round. Another whistle, another foul. And Hawkinson is feeling banged up out there. Still hanging in there, Japan, with 4.5 minutes remaining. Kang Sang-woo, number 77. Same number that Luka Doncic wears. Yao drives in. Oh, just such a difference to be aggressive and moving to the basket. Such a contrast to how they performed against Chinese Taipei. Bounce pass, Hawkinson, tremendous finish. What a pro. Josh Hawkinson, tired. He's logged a lot of minutes today. He's played 30.5 minutes. He's taken his knocks. He's been on the ground a lot, been on the court a lot. But there we got to see his tremendous athleticism, his hang time, and then he was able to concentrate and finish. To have a chance for a three-point play, which he does complete and make it 73-67. Well, the collision sends Lee down. That's only the third team foul. That was Udai Baba that just slammed right into him. Choi's had a brief break, but Coach Mansour wants him back in there. Look at that, great play again. Yao with the layup. Points in the paint. Now far more for Korea than we had in the first half. 36-32, they have that advantage. And looks like Watanabe might have injured his calf. Could have a cramp. 8 points, the difference. And Watanabe needs, yeah, it's a cramp. Watanabe's played 32, more than 32 minutes today, so. Stays in the game. Just had to stretch it out. Well, Korea are in a place where they should be able to close this out, but can't, but will they? Choi off the front of the rim this time. Stays out, and Japan with another chance. Sasaki in the game, number 33 for Japan. He's got it. Nice bounce pass to Hawkinson. And Hawkinson gets fouled once again. So smart by Japan to know the double team is coming, and especially by Hawkinson to see where he just has to drive to the basket, because if he catches it, you know, he's proved that he can't be stopped. Got to make the free throws. .23 points for Joshua Hawkinson. Ooh, let's miss the second one. And the bump by Watanabe. That's the 14th foul in Japan. In case you're wondering, the most points Hawkinson scored for Japan was at the World Cup in Manila, not in Manila, in Japan. In the group phase against Australia, he had 33. He also had 28 against Finland, and 27 against China in 2027, but he had 28 against Finland at the World Cup. Choi got rid of it just in time. Lee from deep, misses it badly. And again, Hawkinson lays it up and in. Not a good possession by Korea. They need to remember what got him in this position. I think this is a good idea, just to wait a little. Now make your move. You got to send a cutter somewhere. Don't fall in love with the three-point shot. This is it. Choi gets it. And that's why you drive. You know, you might score, you might pass it to a teammate for a layup, or you might get fouled. And Nishida was moving just a little bit. I want to see Eddie Daniel again. They need to get him back in the game. 75-70. Huge free throws. First one is good for Choi. Korea shooting 91.67%, now make it 92% from the free throw line. 12 of 13, 92.31% for you mathematic anoraks. Sasaki dribbles left, stops behind and misses. Choi, great job there. He got tied up with his teammate and then didn't want to travel, so he passed it before he fell down. Now they need to take time off the clock. Take it down to 7 seconds. Now it's go time. Chong hands it off. Choi takes the bump. Once again, the foul on Watanabe, just so smart. He understands if he gets contact, there's a good chance he's going to the line. First miss at the line for Choi. They're almost there. They've almost done all the heavy lifting. And he does make the second. Well, Japan are going to talk about it. China earlier today beat Chinese Taipei. They were in real danger, China, of missing out in the second round, but they took care of business. And today, Korea, despite trailing by 11 points, have gotten up off the canvas and battled back. And led by that man right there, Choi. Look at that. No points in the first half, 16 in the second. I think it's safe to say that he has matured, or maybe he's moderated his style to play for the national team in this window. But as long as he plays like this, he's indispensable. Pass to Hawkinson. I think Choi might have lost him there. It's too easy. Good defense, and Japan almost getting the steal. It goes off of Watanabe. Okay, they want to review something, the referees. Out of bounds. Who does it belong to? That's what they're looking at to see who's going to get possession. So it is going to be Korea. the foul. Hawkinson doesn't agree. It was definitely Chang goes to the line. And Chang makes the first. And misses the second, so it's a 7-point lead. 50 seconds on the game clock now. And rebound Korea, wisely stopping instead of charging, and then the foul. Oh, another missed free throw. Eddie Daniel watching from the bench. And misses both.
챌린지 요청이 있겠습니다. 재팬 챌린지.
Who did it go off of? Lee. It went off Lee there. Is it touched by, the question is, did Sasaki touch it? Is there enough evidence there to show that he touched it? Can they see that? Does the ball change direction? So close. I would think he did not touch it, but I think it's definitely one that should be reviewed. I think from that angle, it looks like he did not touch it. Wow, they're going to give it to Korea. So if they've given this ball to Korea, which I assume they have, so Choi's going to try to inbound it with 10.7 seconds left. That was a huge call that went the way of Korea. Now the foul, and if he makes both, it's effectively a two-possession game. And Watanabe has picked up foul number 5. He's out. Give him the effort. Can he make both free throws? So this is going to be live. This brings in a lot of possibilities here. If he makes one, Japan could call timeout and advance the ball. If he misses it, then Japan need to rush down and attempt a 2 or a 3. Unbelievable. They couldn't miss a free throw early on. And what have they called here? Oh my goodness. They've called a foul, I think, coming over the back on the rebound, which now means Japan will have free throws. But for me, the key thing here is Korea couldn't miss a free throw early on. Now they can't seem to make one. And I think that was the right call, to be honest. I mean, there's going to be contact in there, but you can't be wrapped up all over the other player like that, almost kind of pulling him. Hawkinson, can he make the second? No, he doesn't. He misses it. Incredible. The margins. Chinese Taipei, had that gone in, we would have been looking at overtime, and Chinese Taipei would well and truly be alive. And now it's going to take a minor miracle. And I almost think here that well, if you can make 2 free throws to go up, you make 2 free throws to go up by 3, I think you have to do that. But you would be tempted to miss one and force Japan to go at least to midcourt to attempt a shot. So Lee just missed a couple. Can he rebound here? He's got 18 points, 7 rebounds. And another missed free throw. Remarkable. And now you wonder, I think it's almost dangerous to make the second one and to allow Japan to advance. They still have a timeout, that is. He does make the second, so they don't have a timeout. They're going to have to go the length of the court. Have they got Tominaga? Yeah, they got Tominaga in there, and he is very capable of making a shot from midcourt, number 30. The question is, can he get the basketball? They throw it. They get it to Hawkinson. They get a 3 from Sasaki. Oh, my goodness. How in the world? So close. And, boy, talk about living dangerously. Is that the final? That's the question. Matsuras is having to wait it out. See, there's confirmation for whatever reason. Was there a foul that was committed? Have they called a foul? Or maybe the clock hasn't started. Incredible drama here in Goyang. I think maybe the clock didn't start, so they're going to have to try to count this up, and that's what the problem is. So he catches it there. To get there, there's no way. I mean, this takes more than 2.6 seconds or whatever it is. I can't believe they're able to get the ball to Hawkinson. And that would have won the game for Japan had he made it. The only thing is we wouldn't have known if he'd gotten it off in time because the clock hadn't started. So they're trying to use a hand timer now to time when so they start the clock now. I mean, this is up long enough. It's going to be more than 3 seconds. I think the game is over. I think Korea have won it barely. And I think they're going to know the agony of defeat to an incredible comeback and the ecstasy of a win. I just don't think I think all the time has run off the clock. Not a good time for the clock not to start, that's for sure. That's it. Good job, guys. You'd rather the clock work, but at least you can see how they do that. They go over and they time it. They got to make sure they get it right, and they handled that exquisitely. And boy, what a tough finish that was for Korea to have to hold on. Matsurs and his wife and son, all smiles. The Latvian family celebrating here in Goyang, Korea, their adopted homeland, for now anyway, as Korea win and advance to the second round, and it's heartbreak for Chinese Taipei as they finish 4th. Got to tip your hat to Japan for making that incredible comeback, and it really looked like they were going to get it done. I mean, Sasaki was wide open. A brilliant finish for them to get that chance. Choi's going to do some local TV interviews. Just a hero. But questions have to be asked. What happened to that Korean free throw shooting down the stretch? They went from being better than 92% to 64%. I mean, they couldn't make a free throw in the 4th quarter. It was incredible. So looking at the final numbers, Watanabe left it all out there for Japan today. 3 more threes for Japan. I mean, the free throw shooting in the end was suspect. 7 more turnovers for Japan. Korea's free throw shooting in the end 16 to 25. Hawkinson 30 points, 18 for Watanabe. And they laid it all on the line today. But it is tough to win these games. Extremely tough. And Japan deprived of a win that they would have loved to have carried into the second round. So it just makes their journey to World Cup qualification harder. Korean fans breathing large sighs of relief as their team holds on. I mean, first of all, they showed incredible resilience to come from behind and take the lead. And then it was all about holding on for dear life down the stretch, because it sure looked like they were in danger of buckling. And I suppose that's something that Coach Matsurs is going to talk about. You got to figure out how to close games. They didn't close it out against Chinese Taipei. They almost didn't close it out today, but thankfully for them, almost doesn't prevent them from getting the win and moving into the second round. Okay, so that confirms that the final standings, although I thought Korea should finish second because they have the better, they beat China twice. So I don't know why it says they're in third, but anyway, Japan up at the top at 4-2, and Chinese Taipei unfortunately miss out on the second round. Okay, well, the fourth quarter had just a little bit of everything. Lee, one of the most valuable players today, was just excellent and knocking down that three-pointer as Korea had struggled, but they came back